The practice question number 6 for the final review is over assertions. You just did something like this, and you're going to see that on the final it is similar to this. You're going to have multiple points in the source code. It will be a method, and you need to determine if these expressions are always true, sometimes true, or never true. So I suggest you step through. We've got here the random, and we have the parameter variable m. So I'm just going to come over here, and to be honest, it's an integer, but we have no clue what that m may contain. But I do know right here that c is 0. And I do know that t is 0. And d is our next int of m. So I do know that d has to be less than m here. And why does it have to be less than m? If you recall, the next int method goes from 0 to 1 less than this argument. So it's going to be between 0 and less than m minus 1. That's what's going to be the value for d. Now here we are at point A, and let's see what we've got. Is c greater than 3? It will never be greater than 3 right here. It will always be 0. Is d less than or equal to m? Yeah, it's always going to be less than or equal to m. Does c equal 0? Right here at point A, yes, always. Then just move on to point B. We will do a while loop while c is less than or equal to 3. Well, what's going to happen is we're going to be looping up and incrementing c periodically. So right now c is 0, but as we loop up, c might become 1 or 2 or 3, but it's never going to be greater than 3, because if it was greater than 3, it'd be down here. So while c is less than or equal to 3, that's going to, here I've got c is greater than 3. That's never going to be true, because when c is greater than 3, as I said, you exit the loop. Let's check the one. D less than or equal to m. Well, again, we got to consider the loop. So what's happening to d? Oh, d's getting modified. I really don't know what m is. So it could be that d is more than m now. It could be that d is less than m or equal to m. All I can do is sometimes that might happen. And it must happen for c to get incremented. So it's got to happen in order for us to exit the loop. So at some time, d is going to be less than m, but not always. We don't know. Does c equal 0? Well, at the beginning, yes, c equals 0. But as we loop through, it's going to stay at 0 whenever this is not true. But once in a while, it's going to go up. So here we have another sometimes. And so you continue going through and making those decisions. The rest of the answers to this question you can find in the solution part of the final review.